Welcome everyone to Dre's Basketball Worlds podcast. I am Dre. Talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Oklahoma City Thunder, man. We had an amazing year, quite honestly. It's been a very long time since we've done something like this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A very, very long time since we've done this. Not only on top of that, but this all season has also been really. It's done. We didn't do too much. Let's be honest. We did upgrade twice. First of all, we're gonna talk about happens to be the Josh Giddey trade. Something that Josh Giddey wasn't going to too long, and lo and behold, I was right. Not surprised. I'm not too surprised about that because I felt like the team was developing a certain way and pushing forward something that Josh Giddey wasn't ready to take that step to do it himself at this point in time. So the fact that we went ahead and traded him for Alex Caruso, that was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. The Alex Caruso trade, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought it was gonna take a couple picks or something like that, pick in like a couple seconds or something like that. Anything, because the way the Bulls was acting like he was untouchable. And I was like, oh, if he's untouchable, then we probably ain't gonna be able to get him like that. Plus, I didn't know he was on the chopping block, right? I didn't know he was on the chopping block at all. And apparently, not only was he on the chopping block, but clearly the Bulls didn't respect him enough, in my personal opinion, because there's no way you can tell me that that was more than enough to get out to get rid of Alex Caruso. There's just no way. But now adding Caruso to the team and then getting Isaiah Hartenstein added to the team also, fantastic work, quite honestly. So we upgraded at the guard position to another guard who's elite defensively. He's going to add into the more defensive side with the Lou Dort, with Shea, with J Dub, with Chet Holmgren, with Wallace that's coming off the bench. So he's add more to that, more playmaking, more defensive minded player. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, another big, something I've been screaming about for a little bit was an extra big because I feel like Jay Will is solid. I think he does solid, but he was still, he's still kind of young, so he's still figuring out himself, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And I was like, we just need another big guy. And then we got Isaiah Hartenstein. Perfect. I think, quite honestly, I was hesitant back and forth on Isaiah Hartenstein. I know when a lot of Thunder fans on Twitter was like, "Oh yeah, we get our Isaiah Hartenstein would be perfect." Isaiah Hartenstein perfect. Like, will he be perfect though? Because I was watching a lot of the Knicks playoff this year because I was very interested to see how the Knicks play in the playoffs in general. And I think he did solid, but one of the games that stood out to me was one of the games against the 76ers, and he didn't have any fouls, right? And then all of a sudden he picked up three to four fouls quickly while guarding Embiid. And I understand it's Joel Embiid, MVP, all of that. That's cool and all. However, a lot of the times I saw was a lot of frustration on his part that got him those fouls. So with him getting all those fouls, I kind of get pushed back like, is he gonna be able to be is he gonna be able to be smart and physical enough against some of the bigger bigs out west without getting into foul trouble? Because if not, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of bringing him onto the team. Because that's kind of something we actually need. Not only that, I think he's a solid good. I think he's a solid rebounder. I think he's a solid rebounder. Offensively, I know in this interview he was saying he's going to try to take more threes going to next year. Hey, bro, let's work on the mid-range shot. I don't know why every single NBA other ways of space on the floor is outside of shooting threes. People learn how to hit a mid-range shot. Yes, some mid-range. I know the mid-range shot is inefficient, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? It still open up the game. It still allow a less. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Old school thinking. Old school basketball fan thinking. That's all. So adding him to the team along with Chet, if I'm not, that means the lineup should be Shea at the one, Dort at the two, J Dub at the 3, Chet at the 4, and Isaiah at the 5. And if that's the case, oh my goodness, I don't think I understand. If that's the lineup that we're going to be running, that means J Dub is about to take an all-star league next year. I don't think you guys understand that. Let me say a lot of stuff J Dub has been doing, he's been doing at the 4 position. So now if he's going down to the 3, he's going up to the 3 position, and it's going to be an all-star. I think this year, Shea, he's been about 30 a game, right? I think he's been maybe about 30 a game for the past couple seasons. I think this year coming up, I think he stays around that. I think he stays around that. He might take a little bit of a dip, just a tad bit. If he does, I think he'd be like a 28 per game score, something like that, right? Lou Dort, I think Lou Dort's still going to be what he is, basically between 8 to 12 points. It be boring or anything crazy of that nature, just doing what he does on the on the defensive side of the ball, and then be able to shoot threes and cut to the basket at willpower and stuff. That's good enough, right? J Dub gets better. I think he's going to be borderline all-star. I think we're going to have all-star conversations when it comes to J Dub this year. I really believe that. If you think I'm tripping, that's cool. Go check out his game, though. Check out the game. Check out the way he gets buckets. Check the way he plays. Yeah. I think Chet takes that next leap into making an argument for Defensive Player of the Year. I think that happens next. I think he was good to great off defensively for his rookie season. Quite honestly, it was his rookie season, and he did really well. And I now think with another year behind him, I think now he's going to be pushing his name into the Defensive Player of the Year race, becoming an all defensive player. While Wemby saying he's going to take the awards, but I think Chet's going to interrupt some of those awards that he will take. You know what I'm saying? I think that starting lineup is going to be awesome. I think that'd be perfect little awesome lineup. Chet becomes, I think, if, like I said, if Isaiah Hartenstein is becoming the starting center, this allowed Chet to play like a free roam defense, similar to how Anthony Davis used to play, right? When there was a center in the paint that can hold their own and play defensively, and then AD was able to roam around and play defense that way. If Chet is allowed to do that, I'm just saying. And then off the bench, Alex Caruso, Wallace, Jay Will, Kendrick Williams. Yeah, those are all perfect additions. The team itself, I mean, golly, it's a stacked team, quite honestly. It's starting to get a little stack over there. And I know a lot of people will look at a lot of names like you think this team is stacked. With depth in the way that the Thunder played basketball, a little bit fast break, hustle plays, rebounding as a unit, all this stuff. Oh, man, you can't sit here and tell me, nah, that's not going to be that's so I could definitely see that happening. I know there's one more player that I want to add to the team. I know it ain't gonna happen, but if there was a player that we can get on this team, another player that we can get on this team that I think will be awesome for this team in the way we play. Y'all heard what I said it before. It's Russell Westbrook. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. It'll be Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, a team that fast breaks, that like to open up the floor for shooters all around. Is that not the ideal Russell Westbrook team? I mean, come on now. I'm trying to make sure I ain't forget anybody else. Tofik, he won't be playing because he got injury. Aaron Wiggins will be getting some minutes, definitely be getting some minutes. I think I personally believe the next player that's going to be moved from the team. I know it's kind of crazy. I think Kendrick Williams. I think he'll be the next person getting moved. That's my personal opinion. I think that's going to happen. Whether that's for another 4 or another center, I don't know. I think he's the next place. He has a nice little contract on him, and he really doesn't play as much. And when he does play, to me, it's not too impressive. I'm not really too impressed about the way he plays. He's making, let me see, this upcoming season, he's making about $6 million or something. I think he'd be. I think if the idea would be smart for the Clippers for a Russell Westbrook trade, Russell Westbrook for Kendrick Williams. We add in 2 second-round picks, a second-round pick or something, just for them to take that contract. That's fine. That's fine. That's definitely fine. I think he'd be the next person now, quite honestly. Dylan Jones, 6'5" forward, small forward. I don't know much about him. I don't really know much about him. I will be doing some more research on him as the season pushes on. When the season, I mean, before the season, when the season pushes on stuff, I'm gonna find out some more information about him. I'm not too sure what to think of him just yet, but I will definitely do my research and figure out what type of play it will be for us. I know Summer League is going on. Let's say Dre, you can look at Summer League, but I'm not worried about Summer League. I don't watch Summer League. I ain't gonna lie, I don't watch Summer League, so I don't really care for that. But overall, this team, we won 57 games this past season. But once again, I think we can do it again. I think we could be in a 60 win part. I also think Shea is going to be arguably right back into those MVP conversations. I don't see his production dropping. I think even crazier, he get more assists this year. I think that's possible. I think he gets even better. I think the floor now with Josh Giddey gone and we adding another defensive player, I think we're going to be a top 3 defensive player, a defensive team this year. I think this team has started. This team, the way this team is built right now, and the way it's looking right now, reminds me of the 2013 Oklahoma City Thunder, not 2012, the 2013 Oklahoma City Thunder, where we're gonna have 2 guys in the 20s, right? We're gonna have Shea close to 30. We're gonna have J Dub. I think J Dub averaged 22 to 24 points this year. I think he really does. We're gonna have those 2 guys. Then we're gonna have defensive players all around. We're gonna have a bench where some of the players come off the bench can do their thing too. 2013 sounds like that because 2013 was after the James Harden trade, and we had Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, and they was averaging 20 plus. And then you had Cephalosius for defense, Ibaka for defense. Kendrick Perkins was still on the team for his defense. Steven Adams, I think he was a rookie that year. We had Jeremy Lamb coming off the bench to get buckets. We had Reggie Jackson coming off the bench to get buckets. It was type of one of those. It was one of those teams, and I think that's exactly what this team is starting to look like. Hopefully, if that's the case, hopefully that means we are back in the. Hopefully, that means we get to the conference finals and arguably, very arguably, NBA finals. I think we're right there with a lot of the teams out west. Like I said, they impressed me this year in the playoffs. They did way better than I assumed they would have. I'm not gonna lie. Sweeping I think the only reason why we lost to Dallas, quite honestly, is because Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington was going crazy from the 3-point line. I think if they were just shooting with their normal shoot and not go that crazy, I think we've been in the conference finals. And then it's a toss-up between us and the Timberwolves. I'm not gonna lie. I think this year we get that. I think this year, now with playoff experience added, quite honestly, I don't see why we couldn't go to the conference finals this year. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. But I ain't 100. That's my prediction though. But the fans, let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about our team, man. I'm loving the team, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love the team. I love what we're doing, man. And I'm just excited. The excitement been here for a while, right? It's been a championship sometime this 2020s. I think one of these championships is coming to us. Can't wait. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the